man is kicking all them balls with his foot down on the gas. Homie, kick it off the turf. Papa, kick it off the grass. Community mechanical, make old air blue. Baby, baby, buckle up. It's the
Brandon Aubrey Show.
This is brought to you by Community Mechanical, our HVAC company. Tara from Yokero's HVAC company, right?
They are.
And, of course, the HVAC company of Brandon Aubrey, who had a pretty good game. I guess it's not that great of a game because I saw the award of the game ball did not go to you. So you
Come
did
on,
all right.
man. We were debating what you would have had to done. Kick it from, 107? Like the end zone?
Was there no way you were going to get that game ball? What do you got to do, dude?
That game ball is... it's reserved for Shoddy, obviously, but I got the ball I kicked from the game. So, like, behind the scenes, they're handing me my ball that I kicked for the game winner. It's the same one that kicked the 64-yarder. So I've got that ball from the game. It might not be called a game ball, but it's a game ball. So
it's real
just
game
semantics,
ball.
and it's just a ceremonial thing to celebrate Shoddy getting his first win.
It was awesome. The video was awesome. You trying to figure out where you fit in there. I heard you talking to McAfee about that. It was just awesome. That's why we watch the games. And speaking of, loved you on the McAfee show. Didn't have a theme song for you.
No, they did not.
And really appreciated that you did it from your kitchen. The same that you do.
He doesn't have an office anymore.
Yeah, but I thought, like, all right, it's McAfee. They're gonna put him in some cowboy thing or some big deal. It's like, no, there's the serving bowl, Jen's bowl. It's very funny to me.
It's just the timing of it. I couldn't get to the facility. We have a late start on Mondays, so I just did it at home and not going to go into the kids' room and do it there.
It's funny because it just feels like people are discovering you now. Like it takes a...
We were into the first album.
You've been banging these kicks, though, for a couple of years now. You've been just a Pro Bowler, an All-Pro. Like, it's the best kicker in the NFL. And now everybody's like, whoa, Cowboy. Like, even guys on your own team, but those are probably new guys. We saw, like, a video of you guys, was it walking through the tunnel on the way to the locker room, and you guys got a couple teammates like, whoa, man, you're actually good.
Yeah, no, guys are so focused on their job and making the team. And he was a borderline guy that broke out and now is playing on game day and he's got a sack. So he's making a big impact, but he can't really look around and kind of take stock of who's here. He's focused on making the team himself and getting his job done to the best of his ability. So it comes down to game time when he's kind of looking around and it's like, oh gosh, we've got this guy here, we've got that guy there, we've got this guy there. So he's just also, he knows who I am. He's just trying to gas me up a little bit.
I know there's other bigger plays that we want to know what was your mindset during them and before them, but on one of the kickoffs, you almost had to tackle a guy. What was going through your mind there?
Don't let him score. My job. So I was surprised. I was actually faster than the returner, which you wouldn't expect. So I was trying to just get to the sideline before he did and make him cut, because that's pretty much the job description beyond kicking the ball. CJ Goodwin ran probably faster than a 4.2 from playing safety on the side that the ball was kicked to all the way in front of me, in front of the returner, because he's told me a million times that I'm not supposed to touch anyone on kickoff, and if I do, he's going to be upset with me. But so he just wanted to make sure I didn't have to make the tackle, so he got up in front of me and got the job done. Me, like I said, all I want to do is make sure the guy cuts so somebody else can catch up and tackle him.
Okay, but if nobody else can catch up, can you?
Yeah, I'll put my shoulder in there.
Okay, have you practiced?
Dude, he hangs out with a Banger.
I know.
Banger's a beast.
Yeah.
He's trucking people, or at least he probably says he is.
I'm 212 pounds. That returner is probably 202 pounds. And it's not like I'm playing patty cake playing soccer. Like, there's so much more contact in soccer than there is as a kicker in football. So like, I was used to it. Shoulder to shoulder is the way soccer's played for like 90% of the games. It's like, I'm used to contact. I'd be fine as long as I get my head out of the way.
Don't diminish your speed. I don't know if you know this, but you're the fastest kicker in Madden this year.
Damn, son. Who'd you pay for that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how they get those stats. They're just taking random guesses at it for kickers.
I think it's your sprint speed. I think they got it.
Yeah,
They got the catapult on you.
sure.
So we haven't asked you about this guy before. He's to me, he's like the fourth amigo. He's like Rick Moranis in the Ghostbusters. It's CJ. What's CJ Goodwin like?
Yeah.
Because this seems to me like a guy who could be a special teams coach one day. Like he's just a pro at this.
Yeah, his whole job is kind of being the utility guy in practice. So he plays scout offense, scout defense. Then he does everything in special teams. He's pretty much just paid to be able to do anything and everything the coaching staff needs him to do. He's a captain, which shows how much he's valued by the players. That's voted on by the players. So everyone looks at the work he does and says, "We want you to lead us." And obviously, being older. People kind of refer to him lovingly as Unc. So I think that kind of describes the way he is. And he's a great dude, down to earth, and like kind of just praises everyone. But yeah, a pro's pro. He's always ready for the job, and he gets it done 99.9% of the time. He works wonders on punt. He'll beat the vice as a gunner. More often than not and force a fair catch, unless they have some crazy returner that doesn't like calling fair catches, then he's going to put him on his butt.
He played 30 snaps the other day on special teams. That's an insane volume for a special teams guy.
Oh, wow.
He's on everything.
Yeah.
A lot of punts.
Yep. All four phases. And the fifth phase, field goal block.
The less talked about, but yes.
The hidden fifth. Since it is voted on, can you actually campaign to be a captain? Can you like talk?
Yeah.
Can you trash
do, like,
talk some of the other guys
and
that
do
are running?
some like backroom dealing?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, actually, the vote was sprung on us without any warning. Just one team meeting goes, "All right, we're voting for captains. Here's some pieces of paper. Pick your guys." So we didn't know it was coming. We haven't done that in years past that I've been here with McCarthy. McCarthy had rotating weekly captains, one on offense, one defense, and one special teams. So I didn't know this was going to happen at all. And us specialists voted for. We didn't vote for any of ourselves, so we weren't expecting myself to be picked.
Did you vote as a block? You all talked first and made sure that.
Yeah.
Get
CJ
Hey,
in
Dak,
there.
you want our
really.
vote? You gotta
No, there's none of that.
peel off one of
There's
those 60 million.
honest. Yeah, that was
Um,
honest as it gets.
Well, let's ask you this. This is like a sports talk question of interviewing a player, not just like talking to our friend. But is your agent talking to Steven now about a possible contract extension? This seems like the time to do it. The strike while the iron is hot right here.
Yeah, this is out of my control. I've given the keys to the agent. Agent is doing what he thinks he needs to do whatever they want to do, and I'm like staying completely out of it. They'll let me know if something happens, and if nothing happens, I'm under contract, so I'll play that out and see where we go from there. But as far as I'm aware, they're doing their thing, and I'm over here. No news. I don't think there's been any communication between them, and at least I'm not aware of it if there has been.
Okay. Well, you can't leave here.
Yeah.
You're aware of
We'll
that.
chip in. I heard you. So to reference that McAfee interview, which was really cool because like we're big football fans and stuff, but we weren't pro specialists, and he was. So just the part where you were discussing, because I get really nervous when you have to kick now. I don't know. It's a really tough thing we get very nervous.
Does your family tell you that? They must.
They used to. I think my mom still gets super nervous. Probably my brother, but Jen seems to be getting more and more confident in me. She said her heart was racing, but she wasn't really like thinking about like what happens if you miss her anymore. She's got her process that she goes through in her head too.
Nice.
So she's becoming a grizzled veteran along with me.
The culture, it goes to the whole family. So, but the thing is, like, you're gonna miss, and I heard you saying like, I know that, And my job is to just – it's almost like if you've already processed I'm going to miss, then after it happens, you're more quickly back into the next thing. You're not dwelling on it. I don't know that I've ever had heard a kicker just come out and say, like, yes, I understand. I'm going to miss some of these, even if it's perfect. And you just have to, like, move on from it. That's a really trippy job.
Yeah, it's just a part of being a professional athlete. You can't win every game. You can't win every rep. I mean, pass rushers success rate, like at whatever it is, like you get one sack a game, you're happy. You score one goal in soccer in a game, and you're a hero. So that's kind of thought of the opposite as a kicker, and you've got to kind of learn that you're gonna take on some water. People are gonna boo you when you miss. People are gonna be upset with you, but like at the end of the day, you've got a job to do. You've got some kicks to make, and if you dwell on it in that game, you have a chance to really kind of cascade it and make it into a bigger problem than it really is. You've got 50 guys on game day that have a game to win, and if 40 of them do their job and 10 of them don't, you're going to win. So it's not down to any particular person. You can't put all that pressure on yourself. Like I can't just kick the ball off and make the tackle all on my own and then kick a field goal, and that's just not how football's played. There's 11 guys on the field at the same time on your team, and everyone's got to do their job to get a win.
You know, in my fantasy league, if a running back or wide receiver gets 15 points, that's like really good. A tight end, maybe if you get an 8-point day, 10-point day, that'd be very good. Kicker, 5-point day is not uncommon. 20 points this week for Brandon Aubrey in fantasy football. You are a fantasy god.
Did you win?
I won big, thanks to
Nice.
Brandon Aubrey.
He's like the only player in the
Congrats.
league that wants to hear about his fantasy stats right now. Every other guy's like, please stop talking to me about this. But for him,
Yeah, no, because it's an anomaly.
I thought
you're an outlier.
there was something that it really came into effect at the end of the game, the final drive. But I get really frustrated when I watch the Eagles because they've just changed the math offensively, and what you consider a successful play on second and third down have to be completely reiterated when you're going to go for it on fourth down with a high success rate. So it's changed the math a little bit. Your leg plus terp hasn't fully done that, but a buddy brought up to me, like, I think teams are going to start going for two in situations like that because – and that one was Tolbert, but with the return plus like two passes, it's field goal range. And so, I don't know. I think you guys have completely changed the way. Eventually, other teams are going to start realizing there's 20 seconds, one timeout, and two plays before they hit a relatively makeable field goal.
Yeah, I guess you got to take on into consideration you got a 50% chance of making a 2-point conversion. So you got a 50% chance of that, then same situation outright beating you, because maybe give us a chance at a long field goal to tie it, but then you take your chances in overtime, so you get a better chance of winning that game than if you just go for two and get it.
But my point is just you would never think about this if it wasn't you. You would go for two, or you would kick the extra point every time, and you would just say, we'll play for it. But you guys have such a high percentage of being able to get that field goal now, I think teams might have to think about it. You and Terp combined, I feel like, is worth so much more than they would be on other teams. It's a cool thing we have. I wish Bones was still
you
here.
saying that. That's a compliment.
So from my vantage point up in the radio booth, we're kind of at an awkward angle. We're in the corner of the end zone. And so it doesn't really do me any good to follow the ball on your kicks because I can't really tell if it's good or not. So what I've started doing is I will just continue watching you after the kick. Like to read your body language, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's like a groom at the wedding. Everyone looks at the bride, but if you watch the groom, I just lock on you, Brandon.
Yeah, but how do you know what he acts like if he misses it?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you have to do some tape study.
But most of the time, you kick it, and within a second of it being in the air, you're high-fiving Banger and Trent because you knew it was good off your foot. So for the 64-yarder, you kicked it, and I noticed some of the Giants started celebrating, and I was like, oh, no. But then everyone went crazy. And so back on video, your ball path was a little weird. So off of your foot, did you know it was good? At what point? Like, take me through that 1 or 2 seconds the ball was in the air.
Yeah, it's the power fade for sure. Hit it a little higher. Just just wanted to summon as much for that as I could and hit the ball a little bit higher than I wanted. And it started at the left upright, or maybe just inside the left upright, then had a pretty quick slide right towards the right upright, which if it continued on that path, it probably would have missed by a yard or two. But that power fade eventually corrects itself out. And when you have when it's over that length of distance, it corrects to its original path, which ended up being just right, or just right of center, which was a good spot for it. So no, I didn't know right off the bat that one was going to go in or not, because it felt a little fat off my foot and it just came back for me. So yeah, it was kind of a roller coaster of rides. It's kind of like the whole game down to one ball flight.
So it was a little fat, meaning you could have kicked it further, and you hit the net, right? So you had a lot.
So I'm using a little. No, I'm using it a little different than golf. I'm
Okay.
saying higher on my foot
Gotcha.
than normal. So like thin and fat on my foot, thin being closer to the toe, fat being closer to the ankle bone.
Gotcha.
The field goal at the start of the fourth was not right down the middle, so we can pick at these things now. But you're on the left hash. And in my head, I was trying to think back to other kicks and like, is the left hash? Does he not like the left hash? And then the 64-yarder was on the dreaded left hash, is what I was thinking. Do you care? Is left way different
No.
than right? Okay, it's all the same.
It's a straight kick. Guys tend to like if they're right-footed, the right hash, or the left hash if they're left-footed, because you can kind of trick yourself with an aiming point. Can aim at the upright you're on and then pull your body through it really hard. And like if you're swinging harder, you have a higher tendency to pull it. So some guys will aim opposite of where they're going to pull it. So if you're right-footed, you'd aim at the right upright on the right hash and then pull across it really hard, really fast, and then it would correct itself down the middle. So you're technically not hitting your line, but you're setting yourself up for a pull, kind of like a golfer setting up for a draw. I like to just play it down the middle, and then not do that, because unlike golf, there's no obstacles I'm trying to play around. The line should be straight.
Okay. And then, so you've made 60-yarders, you've made 64-yarders, but you've never made a end of the game, we lose this game if I miss it, kick until now. What is that different mentally, and what is it like mentally?
Yes and no. It is different mentally, in the fact that you're in a different situation, I guess. But you've got a little more mental gymnastics to do to get yourself into I'm just hitting a normal field goal. But once you get to that point, it's just another kick. Then you're right back where you're supposed to be, and it's the exact same thing that you've done a million times. So you just got to do whatever it takes in your head, whatever that looks like for each individual person, to clear out the noise. And okay, I'm kicking a field goal. What do I need to do to kick a field goal? And then you start talking yourself through your process of, okay, I'm kicking a field goal. I got to take my steps here, and then I got to take my line there, and I'm going over here. And okay, I'm ready. Give the nod, and let's go. Kick the ball. It's so yeah, like it might be a little more noise that you're working through, and constantly flushing out, because like while I'm taking my steps back, you might think about something else, and then you got to push that out. And that happens in every kick. It happens sadly more in low leverage kicks. You kind of maybe lose focus. So at practice, you might be thinking about like, what am I eat for dinner as you're taking your steps back, which is ridiculous. You got to get that out of there because it doesn't belong. But in the high leverage moments, you're so locked in that those stupid things don't even pop in. And I do a good job personally getting rid of any thoughts of outcome or situation.
And then Dable doesn't listen to our show because they tried to ice you there at the end, right? Last week you said you don't mind a little icing.
Yeah, that's what my father-in-law said. I need to probably keep quiet on that, because it was nice.
The extra
I need to
30 seconds,
stop
right?
saying that.
Look, if you're
don't mind an
gonna
echo.
don't say it on McAfee, but there are dozens of people listening to this. I think I think you'll be okay. But I've heard you talk about like just the breath work to calm yourself down. Have you ever done any sort of like brain mapping thing or like neural like have you ever done any sort of like cognitive therapy type thing? Like there's a story today about like there's like a band that the Pablo Torre has a story on it, but it's like a neural mapping thing that some athletes use. I know you're like science guy, so I don't know if you've ever looked into any of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't done anything like that. Not even aware of it. So that'd be interesting to hear more about. Probably the less I can do with prodding and poking into my brain in season, the better. It might be an off-season activity.
Yeah, probably so. And I don't think they actually prod you, but I'll let you know. The other thing is a kid in Texas hit a 64-yarder the other night.
That's incredible.
A high school kid?
Props to him.
Yeah.
Are you trying to diminish what Brandon did? Like,
I'm presenting facts and letting him know that these kids are kicking now. Kids be kicking.
Yeah. Yep. It's a highly public job that kids are enjoying and want to be like now. And you have kids that are incredible athletes that before kind of, I guess, would laugh at the kicker, kind of see the spotlight that is available to them if they take it seriously and go down that path. So I think more and more kids are taking it seriously at a younger age, and it's cool to see. And like a lot of people are noticing, the position's getting more and more competitive, and there's better people to compete with.
Did I see that Colton was at the game?
Colton was at the game. Yep, he's asleep in his little wrap on mom's chest by overtime, and we went out for the overtime kick. Apparently mom's heart started racing like I was talking about, and that woke him up, and he was awake for the moment.
That's awesome.
we're talking about the mental stuff, and you don't want to dive into it during the season, but have you ever read this book, The Inner Game of Tennis? And have you ever heard of it even?
Jen was listening to your podcast, and obviously she got 2 copies of it like 3 weeks ago. So it's sitting on what used to be the office desk, and just waiting to be read.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's an off season. As I am reading it, I'm about halfway through, and hearing you talk, and you say you separate yourself from the situation. Like it sounds like this book. You might read it and go, "Yeah, duh." Like this is how I already think.
Very possible. Yeah.
But
for us,
it just feels like it's a you get your mechanics down and everything, and then just kind of trust in that and just be yourself then. Like I was surprised. I heard that McAfee thing too. I was surprised to hear you say that you don't want to be robotic. That you actually
vibes.
Each kick is its own, different little entity. I thought you wanted to be more precise.
In a perfect world, you do want to be a complete robot, get yourself in the same exact position relative to where the ball is going to be, and then the ball will be in the same spot relative to you, and you can take the exact same steps of the ball and kick it in the exact same spot every time, and it'll follow that exact line. But we're human. My snapper and holder are human. They're going to miss the spot by an inch. They're going to be rotating the ball, a slightly different lean, and all those things, while they're within my standard of what I need to make a kick, I do have to adjust slightly when you see the ball on the ground in a slightly different spot. And I'm not going to get myself into the inch perfect spot every time for setup. And what I meant by I don't want to be robotic, because when you try to be perfect in your setup and you want the snap and hold to be exactly perfect every time, when you're so robotic and set in your ways and something is just slightly askew, then you're going to notice it and you're going to kind of panic in your head a little bit. And for me to know, okay, I just need to be in this general area. I need that ball to be in the general spot, and then kind of just let the muscle memory of kicking a million balls take over. So that way I don't have to be like, as I'm taking my step to kick the ball and I'm starting my swing and be like, oh my gosh, the ball is leaned like 2 degrees to the left worse than it should be, and the spot is missed off by like 2 blades of grass. What am I going to do? I don't need all that going through my head. I just need to shut everything off and get to the general spot, and then my muscle memory to take over from there.
It is like he wrote this book. Seriously, that's exactly the kind of thing it's telling you that you have to do. And I think a lot of athletes have a problem doing that because they're thinking, I got to do this. I got to hold my elbow here or whatever it is, and it overwhelms you. Yeah.
They're being overcoached. And one thing I learned through my time in soccer is every coach has a different way that they want to do something. You kind of have to figure it out, that what they want, and then give it to them that way. And when it comes to kicking, you can't have too many thoughts in your head. You can't have too many voices in your head because it's such a personal job. Every kicker has a different frame they're working with. Their bodies don't work the same way. Like my hips are completely different than let's just say Bucker. The way he plants is going to be way different because his ankles move different. So like when you have one coach that's trying to make you into Bucker, or they're trying to make you into me, and your body does not move that way, they don't understand that, and you can't use their coaching because then you're going to be like, okay, my ankle was 3 inches away from the ball. It needs to be 4 when I plant. You don't need to be thinking about all of that, and you can make it work with your foot at 3 inches or your foot at 4 inches if you change something else somewhere else. And some coaches kind of, especially in the kicking world, get their head wrapped around this is the only way to do it, and they push that in their players' heads, and the kids at a young age, whether they're at a young age or in the NFL level or wherever it is, they think that they have to do it that way. And for me, I've learned if I'm going to fail, I want to fail my way. So and if anyone tries to coach me, I'll just nod and look at them, and then it goes right out of my head and go back to what I have. And I've got one voice that I really listen to, and that's the kicking coach that I found day one. Brian Egan's his name. If you guys want to look him up, he's awesome. He's been incredible for me, and he knows my form, my body, and everything, the way I work perfectly. So if I get off of my normal form, he'll get me right back to what I'm supposed to be doing my way.
His Holger. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, Brandon.
Holger? No.
Dirk had a personal coach from Germany that he first touched a basketball with this guy, and when Dirk would get off, like, Holger's in town, and we knew a big run was coming. And it's interesting to hear you talk.
Awesome.
Like, Dan, did you parent both your kids the same? Of course not.
Right. Correct.
You'd like to.
Yeah.
But Trent and Brian and Brandon have a little baby with every field goal, and that has to be raised differently because not everyone is the same. But we love them all, Julie.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
What were you doing?
Thank you.
What'd you have to do today? Was this just set up because you're now newly famous guy, or is this a thing that was on the books for a while?
Yeah, this has been on the books for about 2 weeks. Just a little ad shoot for a startup company delivering food or all essentials really with a drone. Just it's called Wing.
Okay. Jake's going to shoot that drone out of the sky.
I told you the delivery drone is fine. You know what it's there to do.
I was telling him at the beginning of the show, this drone has flown over my house the last couple nights when I'm walking the dogs, and I'm all freaked out by it. I don't know why. And he said, shoot it.
The delivery drone is fine. It has a purpose. No. It's there. It drops the food. It goes. But I don't think we should just accept, like, you're out for a walk and somebody can follow you with a drone.
So
that's really weird.
Did you dress up in, like, a fake Cowboys uniform? That's how these things go.
Those are great.
No.
Like, it's just a white, blue.
This is what I was wearing. I just finished it a little bit ago. They just wanted generic clothes, athleisure, no visible logos was the big one.
Are you
wanted to give other people.
Are you wearing makeup?
No. This
is
the natural look. I am just starting to sweat though.
Okay, I didn't know
that might be the glisten.
Okay, I just didn't know. You're at a photo shoot.
Wing, now serving DFW.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to get on board with drones.
Was it just you? Was it other players?
Me, Wanye Thomas, and Jalen Tolbert.
Okay.
Good times.
Did you kick
All
ass?
represented by athletes first. I think so. Had to bring a little bit more energy than I normally have, so a little personality in there, just a little force. You might sense that since you guys know me.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations. What a game. What a fun game.
I
That must have been quite a high.
So what you do it
Yeah,
for,
that was
man?
a lot of fun. Yep, absolutely.
We'll talk to you next week at 2-1.
I'll see you Saturday.
Sounds good.
Don't
I appreciate it. Love the
flex.
confidence.
No,
Your new little buddy.
We're friends. We're travel buds. I'll see him before you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey.
I don't need to be friends because I'm a fan, a real one. So
Oh.
you guys are
Text
media
me,
members over
Jimmy
there.
John's order.
Okay, we'll have it winged over.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. All right. Later.
There he
Yeah,
goes.
happy National
Brandon.
Guacamole Day.
Oh, that's right.
Beautiful.
The great Brandon Aubrey.
Mod 5.